Hey College and Career Success, this is your assignment video for week 5 already. So just as a reminder, might be tired of hearing this already, but please make sure that you register for your workshop. We are getting about a third of the way through the semester already. So take a look at that video, take a look at the offerings, get registered. Some of you have already submitted your attendance certification that you went to a workshop, so that's awesome. Just make sure that you're keeping that on your radar. All right, so we're going to go ahead and scroll down. Week 5 is chapter 4, so as always, I'm going to recommend that you take a look at the lecture video, which is going to give you just a foundational understanding of the concepts from the chapter. You can also spend time in the textbook link when you go into week 5, the materials folder, take a look at the textbook, the slides, whatever works best for your learning preferences. So as a quick overview, we are looking at chapter 4. So we have our chapter 4 discussion, as always, by Wednesday for your attendance, responded to classmates by Sunday, your chapter 4 assignment, and your chapter 4 quiz. Typically your chapter assignment will be due Sunday as well, but this assignment helps you respond to your discussion forums. So even though you won't be getting a late point if you turn this in on Sunday, you want to make sure that you get it done by Wednesday, just to make sure that you have it, because it's going to help you with your discussion forum. And I'll show you that here in just a second. All right, so let's jump into the assignment folder. So your chapter 4 discussion prompt. So again, hopefully now that we're several weeks in, you're comfortable. I do want to remind you that discussion forums are 150 words or more, because I am having some students start to really get under that point. Make sure that you're around 150 words. Here's your original post. It says, recall a decision that you have recently made. For example, like a small decision about how to spend like maybe a weekend, or a larger decision about where to apply for work. You can talk about how you came to your decision to come to Stark State, or the major that you're going into, or again, smaller decisions like where you want to go to eat. I don't know, that's a really small example, but those kind of things. And then, did the values you identified through the determining values activity influence that decision? And if so, how? So that's where the assignment piece comes in. So before you can truly post, you're going to have to do this assignment. So you're going to click on the PDF. It's going to open up over here. And this is actually a really quick and simple assignment. So it has a list of values, and by no means is this like an exhaustive list, but you're just going to look at this list, and then down here, you're going to rank those. You can just kind of list them. In this part, you can list them in any order. So let's say one of your top 5 things that you look for whenever you're making decisions is some, joy. Maybe you also think about, I don't know, perfection, whatever it might be. Your top 5 are going to go right there, and then you're going to rank them. You might already have put them in order, so it might be real easy, like first important, second, and so on. Or maybe you just listed them randomly over here, and this one's actually your 4th, and this is your 2nd, and then for what, it doesn't matter. So you're going to think about your top 5 values. And there's a whole list there. When you're done, make sure that you save it with your changes and Dropbox that in here. So make sure that you submit it in the upload file area. Now, using the values that you talked about in this assignment right here, that's what you're going to refer to whenever you do your discussion post. So you can say, yeah, the values that I hold strong are flexibility, achievement, challenging, whatever it might be. And I use those values when I decided where to work, or I use those values when I decided where to go to school. Whatever the case might be for that. Okay, so that's why I say that even though this assignment right here technically is not due until Sunday, you want to get it done by Wednesday, because it's going to help you build your response for your discussion forum. All right, so make sure you complete the determining your values assignment. Like I said, it's really quick. This should only take you a few minutes, because you're just kind of looking at the list and then writing them down and ranking them, and then go back and use that to respond to your prompt. To make sure you post by Wednesday for your weekly attendance, respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. And then finally, you have your chapter 4 quiz. We'll pull up the quiz here. So another reminder that whenever you are completing these quizzes, you want to use, depending on the question, a combination of maybe textbook and then personal experience. So you always want to respond in 2 to 5 sentences as well. So question 1 says, sometimes our values change as we age, which is really natural. Our experience changes our values and our goals. So thinking back over your life, Think about one important value that you hold now that was not as important when you were younger, and why do you think that has changed? So maybe now you value more freedom than you did when you were younger, or you value more stability, whatever it might be, and why do you think that is? Question 2, considering you want to learn as much as possible about your future career, how would you design your plan for maximizing your experiences during college? What 2 or 3 opportunities would you consider in addition to the classes required for your degree? So it's not talking about what classes you're going to take. What else are you going to do while you're in college? Are you going to, let's look at our Stark State page, info for current students. Are you going to use, oh, that is not how it normally looks. A little strange there. Maybe our website is acting up. But normally you would go here and you would kind of look and see, are there any types of, here we go, any types of services that you rely upon? Are you going to use the Career Services Center? Are you going to use TRIO? Are you going to go and look at student clubs and look at the list of student organizations that you could potentially join that might maximize your time? Are you going to get an internship? Are you going to do some job shadowing? You know, what else are you going to do beyond just taking classes to really make sure that you're kind of adding to your overall experience, that you're building your resume, and that you're really preparing for your future career? Question 3, Vlad is having difficulty deciding on his major. He has talked to friends and family, but he's still struggling. Now he's come to you. What advice would you give him? So what would you tell Vlad to do in terms of choosing a major? What kind of tips or advice or resources would you guide him to think about? Question 4, compare and contrast the roles of advisors versus mentors. And then question 5, this is kind of another advice type question. Mariana is concerned that she may not earn her degree within 3 years. She's been taking 12 to 14 credit hours each semester, but she doesn't even know what classes count to her degree. What advice would you give her? So again, what tips, suggestions, resources would you give her to kind of understand progress toward her degree? When you're done with that, please make sure you save it and submit it, and you're going to make sure that you Dropbox it right in there. All right, so that is what you are doing for week 5. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great week.